want to give my input concerning the Kenya Drama Festival 2020. Yeah, just a reaction on the events that happened. So first of all, I want to give a brief story of my experience in the National Drama Festival Gala. So around 2014-2015, as a teenager, we went for festivals, and we started from the school level, where okay, we used to start from actually the houses. So we come up with items, choral verses, solo dances, cultural dance, everything, even modern dance. Then we compete. After competing, the winning teams or the winning items would somehow find themselves into the principal's gala. Then they'll proceed to the sub-county, the county levels, like that, until the regional, then the national. Then if you're lucky, you get to the State House Gala. So I can tell you, drama is so good, yeah. For people like me who are shy in the beginning, we started, being, we started speaking from the stomach. You're not shouting. You're literally projecting your voice so that you can be heard. We learned about thespian skills, and we used to have trainers. So when we're talking about training, it means there are skills that you're learning, like sound projection, there's the acoustics, lighting, props, the backdrops, all those things that make a good film production or whatever item that you have. So like for us now, when we reached at the national galas, it was still at the Menengai school, which is neighboring the Melvin Jones. There was a lot of schools there, and it was fun, just interacting with winning teams across the country, right from kindergarten to the TTCs, to universities, to institutional staff, and the creativity came out in so many ways. So drama is really good, really, really good, and I would recommend it for any child if they are interested in it, even if it's just to go and watch, just be maybe an extra cast. You could not be the main cast, but even being a sub, you get to learn some of these skills, and that's what propelled some of us, to be camera confident. So I don't think I would even be talking to you people right now if I wasn't maybe in drama. Now, even as a teacher, I use that dramatization when we are playing the roles. Yeah, maybe things like what do we call it, dialogues. So for me as a language teacher, it has really played a big role. Yeah. So during our time, we went to Mfala. That was our village. Yeah, so Moi Forces Lanet. Hi, shout out to you. Yeah, we were hosted. It was really nice. Then we went and presented. We had, I think, 2 items. We had a choral verse and a solo verse. And what came out clear is that critiquing the government will always be there. Like for the solo verse, or was it a narrative? No, the solo verse was talking about 30 pieces of silver. So basically, it was how people are betraying their country, their families, their friends, just for a certain amount of money. In this case, it was symbolic, the 30 shekels, like Judas Iscariot. And there was the Kiswahili choral verse. Tapeli shashimamishi, wamesosi yote dishi, hayayaya, haja gani tuwabonde, mungali bado washenzi. And you could see, technically, there's someone who has eaten the whole national cake, and people are like, even the ones who are supposed to be responsible on what are we supposed to be accountable, the national resources that we have, the rivers, the lakes, what else do we have? we have education, healthcare, all these things are under different ministries. But you find even the people who are in charge of them, the leaders, just are greedy. And there's this common quote that there's not enough for everyone if we are greedy, but there's always enough for everyone if we are content. Even at home, you have some food. If you are like, everyone must get at least a piece of this ugali, for sure everyone will get, no matter how small it is. But if you say, I want this size first for me, and you are even the cook, others are going to miss out, and that's very unfair. It's very uncouth. So it's not any different from what the items that have been presented over the years. What is changing is actually the theme. And when you look at those themes, they are actually closely knit. Like last year's theme is closely knit to this year's theme, which was leveraging technology for talent cultivation, as well as while promoting socio-economic prosperity. And when you could do some research, you'll find out that most people who had winning items, they focused more on the social part and they got mute on the economic part, because economics is closely knit to politics. So I believe that's where the whole thing started from, about the echoes of war. Because right now, as we are speaking, when you're talking about economics, there are things that are not okay. Even a child can tell you that things are not okay. For example, they come and tell you, we're sent for an assessment book, and you're like, oh, Baba, oh, Mommy, I can't afford it today, but I will make sure I buy for you in the course of time. They understand that time is bad. Previously, if they used to take margarine with bread, right now they have no spread. They know things are bad. They know it. We can't be hiding our faces from the truth. Things are bad, and it's high time we raise these concerns. And so the echoes of war, if it was bringing themes that seem to critique the government, I don't see a problem with that. In fact, it is good, because we say literature, theatrics are a reflection of the society. Fasihi ni kioo cha jamii. You don't break the mirror because it's showing you what is there. Like right now, as I'm presenting this, I'm right on camera. I can see maybe where there are flaws, so I can get to improve. But I can't come and start smashing this phone. I'm like, oh, you mirror, you're showing me to be dark. If you're dark, then it means you have to do something about it. Maybe I put on more lighting. Maybe if it's my foundation, I ensure it's a bit light. You see, that's what's supposed to happen. And now, in a society where we now no longer have the opposition, who is supposed to hold the government responsible? If there are no people overseeing it, people just want to hide their faces from the truth. So it's really something that we need to think about as a society. And this is why I want to laugh at those parents who are supporting CBC in the name of talent. You have seen where talent goes? You know, they say that talent is God-given, then pride is self-given, fame is people-given. And you need to know how to manage these three things: talent, pride, as well as fame. So when you find that in the Constitution, we have rights and freedoms that are enshrined there, like the freedom of expression. Now, when you find people are being censured, they are not allowed to express them freely, then it raises a question. Are we doing the right thing? Why are we doing so? Are we afraid of something? One of the national values is accountability and transparency. And that's what exactly the items were trying to portray. So when we go ahead and start tear gassing innocent children who are just having an aim of promoting, you know, entertainment. They're trying to create awareness on what is happening. They're aware. They're trying to educate the masses. They're also trying to have fun. Some want to improve their talents. Some are going to be thespians, you know, some are going to go into film, some are going to creative arts. So what they actually needed is support. But what we did as a nation, starting from the government, was uncalled for, honestly speaking. You bring the police. These very police have their own economic issues. And that's why I was like, oh no, you're the guys complaining that shift is not working, and if it's working, it's in a specific hospital that is Bliss. So you are limited even in terms of getting medical access. These people are trying to fight for your rights, for heaven's sake, but you're now supporting the oppressor. Yes, and that's the reality. Sometimes we need to look at the whole picture. Yeah, as much as you're trying to protect your job, because I can tell you for real, loyalty today doesn't mean loyalty tomorrow. Yeah, so people who are loyal today towards you might not necessarily be loyal to you. Sometimes they may be forced to betray you just for self-preservation, and that's what is happening. And that's why you will see even this, yes, we go see. And he was like, this is not even the director for that school. And you're like, come on. We have, yes, the school director, the one who should have at least a degree, you know, for the management. We also have a director, you know, for stage directing the play. Because if I'm the originator of the idea, then obviously I know how to choreograph it. I know how to make that message come out like I had visualized it, like I had envisioned it. So you wonder. And now, like for us, the time now we were doing the drama, we used to have trainers, and they're not necessarily teachers, because some are just creative artists. They have even degrees in that creative arts. Some it's their hobby, and they also need to make a living. So for the teacher, if that is what, as people are arguing, you're training children as who? As a trainer. Yeah. Because if we are even talking about the CBC, we are talking about talents. Where are they supposed to go? They're supposed to be practicing. The same case, you find someone is holding a political office, and maybe they're a lawyer, and they are still going to their office in the law firm to continue presiding over lawsuits. Why is it an exception for someone who gets their earning from creative arts be exempted from training? Just simply because they once occupied. They're not even current, because they once occupied a political seat. We are hypocritical, and we need to stop that. If we say that this is what's supposed to happen, let's have integrity. Let's do the right thing at the right place, even when no one is watching. Yeah. So, yeah, these children could not have acted when the director was not there. Why? They needed that support. These guys had gone home. So coming back, you even have to see, is the whole team with us here? How are we going to present this item to be the best among the best? You know, maybe some have forgotten their roles. I remember, like, when we used to act for us, there's a time literally there was no wording. You just do the choreography head to toe from A to Z without voicing. It's just like more of a miming, M-I-M-E, yeah. So that is really important. So why are we tear gassing children for just trying to rehearse? You have given them a short deadline that they need to meet. So you want them to present at 8. They have come that day, they have traveled from home, they are everywhere, some have braids from home. How do you expect them to be coordinated without a director? So I don't know, we just have a big problem. And it was had been given the go ahead, yeah, by the court. Go ahead and present. Then now you are infringing someone's right. It's not okay. It's not fine. We are not okay as a nation. And there's something about okay, like I was telling you, so you find even these children, it's during the holiday, they literally need parental care. And so the people who are taking care of them at that time, the custodians, are usually the trainers, the teachers, the administration. So during our time, literally, you'll find that we are feeling so low, maybe the other items never proceeded, but still you have to go. No, the bus has to be full, even if it's just going to joyride. So you need that assurance, you need to be hugged. Literally, you will persuade Madam Wanasum, chief principal, just a hug, we tell her what happened. So literally, children need even that emotional assurance, and that's what was missing there. Okay, another thing is that once we ban things, actually we make people more curious. Like there was this 50 Shades of Grey. It was banned. But I can tell you, 90% of all teenagers in Kenya know even the characters there. Yeah. Because they were not even, they were like, after you have read, you're like, so why are you banning it? Yet we have pesetas which have even more romantic themes, more explicit content. So like I can tell you there's Christian Brown, even the storyline we can tell you. The same thing happened to the Caucasian Chalk Circle before it became a set book. It had been censored and banned. But you find after re-editing, it became accepted. Things like how Grusha was saying. Yeah. So the moment you ban something, you actually make people more curious. No one would have even noticed there was drama going on until everything became now public interest because there was lights. What is this echoes of war? Why has it been banned? And now it became an interest by the public. And that's why the journalists were there to cover, because they are there to inform. That's the role of the fourth estate, to guard the airs. The airwaves are their role. And to tell us the truth. Then we'll make judgment on our own. So when you see people like Nyambura being tear gassed live on TV, it's really sad. Now it no longer became an echo of war, but a reality on the ground. And it's true. Things are not okay. I've heard people saying that politics should not be in churches and in schools. Come on. First of all, it's the very politics, like during my Form 1, 2013, that altered our school calendar. It's the same politicians, like, what is her name? The woman rep for Sinigishu County, Boss Sholei. She came, and in a subtle manner, she was also selling a manifesto, in as much as she was like, I wish you all the best in your KCSE, such kind of things, telling us about her story, which motivated some to become lawyers. We got to know her story of how she went even to Cape Town University. But you will see, at the end of the day, politics played a big role. The people talking even about, go girls and concentrate on grades. Okay, the grades will always come. Then what? Look at the funding model that was here before the criticism. It was not favoring anyone. So you could have the grades, but still, who's going to finance your education? If that's the truth. And these are some of the pertinent issues that are being aired. And even if we say that, schools should be politically neutral, these same schools are the same schools where politicians come, They bring buses, including our president. Yeah, even in the former regime, you will hear he went to such and such a school, he brought a bus. What was the agenda? Campaigning. Because people like, okay, as Africans, we have this tendency that mkono mtupu haurambwi. And I saw it when I was even vying. So, you tend to massage people's ego by providing some handouts. Money, buses, vitamba, umbrellas here and there. And they will sing your name. Keruba juu, kiongozi, They will sing your name everywhere. Yeah? Unlike someone who has a good manifesto, they might not have that money to splash everywhere, but they're willing to serve. Such people are usually denied the opportunity to rule. Yeah, and that's the reality. When we go to churches, the same churches are the ones accepting money from politicians. The same pastors, bishops, who are inviting even the politicians, come and support us. We have a function. And they come. So it will be hard for this person. Maybe they have come today. Come maybe 2027, they'll be like, you remember me? I'm your son. I'm the daughter of this soil. I helped to construct this building. So, mimi ni mama maendeleo. Mimi ni baba maendeleo. And it will be so hard, not to vote for this person, because you're seeing indeed there's some tangible results they have done in the past. But what we don't sit and ask ourselves, once the money has been splashed, where did it come from? And what were the terms and conditions? Because if it was a loan, if you are taking money from your friends or donations, somehow there's a tag to it. If it was a loan, you'll have to return with some interest. Where is this person going to get the money to return to the lenders? It's from your own taxpayers' money. And that's why we are promoting corruption. When you look it on a big scale. Yeah. Even if you had money and you really filthy rich, somehow you'll feel a loss once you've lost. Or once you've won, you'll want to return yourself, redeem yourself to the former situation that you were in. So, politics cannot be avoided. Yeah? Politics is the order of the day. Siasa itakuwepo. So the idea that, Susion was saying, these are people who have been sent by the deputy Gachagua. I don't think it's necessarily true. Just more of a conspiracy theory. Because a correlated aje, this person, if it's Cleophas, he has been making these items from far, even before he became a politician. So how could have he been used? We need to start thinking. The same Susion, before he joined politics, he was among the NAT officials. And he used to be so, the voice he used to speak with, like during, I think it was 2012, yeah. It was the reason as to why some of us did exams in December. And not October nor November. Because of the strikes. He used to speak with so much charisma. And you're like, yeah, this is it. He was also a revolutionist. Why is it that when you're not now in that space, you start thinking differently? There's no difference. Because if you're a NATO official, technically you're a political leader, because there's some agenda you're supposed to propel on behalf of your people as a leader. You can't avoid politics. Even these children, yeah, right now, according to the constitution, even the way the politics are done at school level, teachers, we are not that involved. We want so and so to be the president, deputy president. No, the students themselves select for their own. So it's a political process that is there. Look at the history and government books. The first 7 pages, you'll find something about types of government. They know about aristocracy, they know about democracy, dictatorship, all these things. Yeah, they know. Children know. And I remember like in 2013, so as we were going towards the elections, I remember my friend Lydia telling me, we are in a fallen land, so we need to be politically neutral. We don't want to return back to the 2007-2008 clashes. And yeah, so as we were there, we lived with some fear, and we went home, the elections were done, and we came back, and we were like, phew, at least there was peace. And at that time, we were around 13, 14 years. So you can see clearly students know things about politics. They can sense the atmosphere. They know how tense it is, how uneasy it is, and the impact. If it's seeing people being displaced from their homes, they saw it. Some lost their parents, they saw it. We saw it. We have school with children who lost their parents due to the clashes, political clashes, and they were now forced to be institutionalized in children's homes. And they crave for that love. So it's not like these children don't know, they know. And they want the best for this country. And the good thing about the youthful population is they're creative, they're energetic. And right now, especially with the technology that we are talking about, there is easy mobilization of that power, the power of the people. Right now, people have been educated. They know their rights, they know what is expected of them, they know what are their duties, everything in black and white. So it's easy to even start a revolution. The same people, like our president, he used to talk about the Ugali revolution, the Unga revolution. No, I remember there was a time we were buying bread at 25. Then the next minute, right now, we are buying at 70. Clearly, we know about inflation. You don't even have to talk. If you just consider even those books, they could quote the price, the current price of the products, the basic products, commodities at that time. And when you compare to the current, you can see there's a big difference. So there's inflation. And that poses a question on economics. So economics and politics are intertwined. Yeah. Even when you look at resource allocations, even the number of maybe national schools in a given region, it's a political agenda. They know it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And to top on that, there's need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to have time to think, to introspect, and find solutions to our problems. It's true, like, as much as the government is to blame for some things, there are things a government cannot do for you. For example, it's your choice to go and brush your teeth or not. If you decide to be dirty, it's your choice, but we still have questions that we are asking. Why is it easy, for example, to open a church than to open a business in today's world, in today's Kenya? Very easy. And you find still radicalization happens. So it's not necessarily about solving political moves or scores with politics. It's just the reality on the ground. People are tired. Even as a teacher, we can tell you, the very TSC that is now coming up with policies, these are the code of conduct that should be happening. The same TSC has failed us. They're talking about national unity. The next minute they decided localization. Umetoka wapi? Irrespective of what you got, it was now no longer based on merit. Unatoka wapi? Hapa ni kwenu. The very TSC is the one that is dishing out letters to politicians to go and give to the people asked to them. And it's so unfortunate it was one among the sponsors, even for that National Drama Festival. So some of these things, it's sheer pretense. And as much as you'll be like, oh, an active teacher should be politically neutral. Come on, baby. It doesn't work like that. Politics will be there. Even at your workplace, there's politics. Who do we want to be the HOD? Who do we want to be the DOS? Who do we want to be the... Even when you bring facilitators, you will see that politics. Oh, so you call so and so, but that time I was supposed to present my class. I had a class. Did you seek permission from me? All these things. Politics is there. We cannot avoid it. And yeah, so it's bad. But we hope justice will reign. And what I can say is that it is expensive, it's frustrating to try to solve a problem which you have not accurately diagnosed. Just trying to treat maybe a headache and you don't know the root cause of this headache. You're going to spend more money, you're going to escalate the problem, and it's going to be poof. Because I'm imagining what the government should have done, just let the play go on. Yeah, let it go on just like any other thing. Because it was not like it was the best. It was number 3 among the plays from Western. So, yeah, let the children go have fun. Instead of traumatizing them with tear gases, you're dispersing them. There's a police escort, and the others are feeling like, so these ones are being escorted, why not us? Already you're starting to plant seeds of discord. Unlike if there was fairness, they're sleeping at the same place, same treatment, they all have an audience, the backdrops are there. Yeah, it would have been good. Very good. You know, actually, I think it was somehow a disappointment because now people were like eager to see, what is this? If it had been managed properly, life would have still gone on. Like during our time, you'll find there are very many plays, and there is one that maybe you'll be really interested to see as a person. Others were really overrated, others underrated. But anyway, what can we do? We just have to fight for this country. Yeah, maintain peace and order, and just be ourselves. Let's be authentic. And to our government, it's so unfortunate that we are playing such theatrics on an international arena, on air. Imagine it goes to record, it goes to history. Yeah, that we are infringing rights of citizens, juveniles. They have the rights to expression, freedom of movement. So once all these things have been curtailed, what do you expect? Now, Aki, it was so good like it is during the holiday. You can imagine what would have happened if the schools were on. It would have been bad. You know, even as a parent, if children have any grievances and they try to use all possible means to express. Even as class teachers, we see this. If they have an issue, let's say a leaking toilet, they'll try to raise these issues with the prefects. Then when they feel they're not heard, they'll raise it, go to the principal, like that. So it means once all the avenues have been exhausted and the grievances have not been heard, that's when you start seeing things like strikes, like you've been saying in the universities. And it's good. It's good to some point that such strikes have brought uh changes. Yeah. Though on the other hand, the people who are on the receiving end, like parents, you have paid school fees and children are asked to go home. You pay the caution money, they overstay in school than you had anticipated. But still, we find that this youth, somehow, we want our voices to be heard. We want our input to matter. Yeah, because your opinion matters. Even those people will use this term, you're opinionated, you're what? Just to try to suppress you. They need to know that at the end of the day, it's these opinions that change the world. It's when we start asking great questions that we get great solutions to our problems. Yeah. So, God bless Kenya. God bless all of you. God bless our teachers, our schools. Let there be peace, 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 peace. And all of us to come together, read what the national anthem says, na tujenge taifa letu. And we cannot build a taifa kama hatujui where the problems are. If there is a leaking, like if it's this place, you can clearly see, yes, it has been made, maybe it needs to be reinforced, it needs to be painted, So when people are trying to tell you, no, this place is actually needing some reinforcement, you don't bash them, you don't give a lot of brutal violence. You try to know why, the why, as to why they're behaving so. Why are they looking for that attention from you? Just that. Yeah. So let's understand each other. Tuelewane, sindio? Otherwise, you guys have a good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending where you're watching us from. Yeah, we are on road to 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, so if you found value from this live, please share what you have taken home. Umechukua nini nyumbani? Comment your takeaway. For me, the takeaway I've taken is that you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Yeah, like if the government never wanted that attention, you see, publicity is publicity. Whether it's negative or positive, still there. So if they were fearing that there will be some, chanting, it still happened. No drama, no butere, no drama, no what. Still, the chants went on. So yeah, you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. And I'm talking this even as a politician. Yeah. Yeah, we need to face the truth. Let's serve our people. Yeah, because if everyone was doing the right thing, there'll be less criticism. And we'll live harmoniously. We'll have no problem. Like I keep saying we have no problem even with paying high taxes. If I'll go to hospital and find good Medicare, I don't have a problem with paying even if it's 90% of the taxes. If I'll find good roads, if I'll find a good school to enroll my children or myself, we have no problem with that. The problem is when you find some of these systems are failing us, especially capitalism, which is now hitting rock bottom. Yeah, the ideas are literally becoming obsolete. And yeah, we say invention is the mother of, no, necessity is the mother of invention. So somehow, if there's a need, you'll find there'll be inventions coming in. Yeah, like at homes, if people used to strain to cook, you see microwaves, you see fridges, chapo makers, slicing machines, tomato choppers. So it means change starts from us. Security starts from you and ends from you and me. Yeah, so stay safe, people. Love you. Mwah.